Well, welcome back to a new video, guys. Always a pleasure to be able to share these trips with you. Lovely evening. Now, I didn't speak too much on the intro, but you can see what we're doing. I'm out on the centre pin, low resistance, leisure setup, using the mainline 50-50 base mix, a little bit of the mainline marginal ground bait mix with a bit of birdseed. Chancing our arm for either a fish that begins with the letter B or the fish that begins with the letter C, or both, chub or barbel. It's a lovely, lovely mild evening. You wouldn't associate it at all with the time of year that we're in. Proof of global warming. But that's a bit of a polarising subject. Some don't believe that we are having global warming. Some believe it's actually cyclic and that it heats up and it goes away. I don't know so much. But either way, it's just nice to be out. Nice to be out fishing. Didn't want to talk too much. I wanted to get the, a little bit of ground bait in, and more importantly, drop a rod in this particular swim. Going to be fishing into the small hours. Hopefully we get our line well and truly tugged, but if we don't, it's just nice to be out. Just nice to be by a riverbank on a glorious bit of water and wetting a line with a chance or hope that you'll pick up a fish. We do the best, don't we, to curry the odds in our favour. I always say that. But at the end of the day, it's very much down to those scaly old fish, whether they want to feed, whether they want to pick up a bait. But it's a lovely setting. I've got pheasants going off, I've got barn owl on the other bank, flew by just now. Gorgeous looking birds. No doubt there'll be the odd tawny owl about tonight. But yeah, fingers crossed that we get owl. Line pulled, that centre pin absolutely screams off. It's a nice run here. It's very smooth walking pace, slow walking pace area. A little bit of variance in depth, mixture of silty mud and gravel. Not heavy gravel, but kind of like areas that are mixed with a light amount of gravel and silt and mud. Downstream of me, I've got a reasonable nice feature as well. Didn't want to fish too close to it, but I did want to fish near-ish to it. Try and draw the fish up during the hours of darkness. See if they'd be willing to feed. So I've done a Hansel and Gretel trail of little balls of mainline margin mixed with the birdseed and a little bit of hemp. Dotted them out mid-river. Some nearer the feature further down and some leading up to my area. So fingers crossed we might get a bite. Tell you what, it looks promising. But in my opinion, it's always promising as long as you're out fishing. Never happier than when I'm fishing, as I'm sure you guys are much the same. It's just such a lovely, relaxing and perfect way to forget about the world and its troubles and your own. Even if it's just for a short amount of time, it does do a lot of goodness for your soul. Anyway, I'm going to zip it. Thanks again for tuning in, and let's take in this lovely scenery, setting and beautiful surroundings with a chance of a fish. was a good fish. That was a good fish. Oh. Oh. That's a good fish, guys. That's a good fish. I'll tell you that for sure. Strong old fish. Just put the check back on. Trouble is, guys, I'm looking behind me because I was replying on my phone to someone and I'm throwing it somewhere behind me. That's alright, I can see it. I don't think it's a massive fish, but it's bloody powerful. Oh, excuse me putting the check on. The drum on the pin's a little large for my thumb at times. In you go. Happy days. It's been a good season. It's Barbel number 11. Oh, there we go, guys. Not quite a double. £9, 11 ounces. Beautiful condition though. Cracking scrap. I ended up throwing my phone behind me and nearly severing my fingers on the drum of the centre pin. Oh, a little bit of either tail rot there or tail damage from something. Yeah, what a cracker. What a cracker indeed. Oh yes. Very happy. Can't beat a corking scrap from a corking barbus. Happy days. Wonderful. An absolute beauty. Just draw myself back to give you a better perspective. And there you go, chaps. Am I happy? Yes. Have it on the pin again? Yes. And the 125 little sport action black rock all round rod. Yeah, I'm really enjoying. I actually will get another one of those, I think. Really enjoying them. Anyway, let's get this fish back. What a corker. Off you go. I don't think that showed too much, but she's powered off back into the midstream. Well guys, isn't it brilliant when it comes right, eh? I'm all packed up. I'm going to head off home. That was a quick old bite. I think cast in till, what was it? I think it was gone 6. And had that fish at around about 45 minutes to an hour later. Wow. It's nice when it happens like that, you know. It makes up for the times when it just simply doesn't happen, or you fish like a prat, or you just don't get the rub of the green. I get a lot of people messaging me saying, oh, you know, you catch some nice fish and that. Why aren't I? But the thing is, guys, you know, many of you who's got to know me on the bank this season, which has been nice to meet quite a few of you on various stretches of river, you know I'm down to earth. Blanks happen. That's part of it. And I get, you know, it's part of the game as such, part of the enjoyability. If we caught all the time, we wouldn't appreciate it as much. And that's why I'm not one of those guys that wants to rush off to fish rivers with a high biomass of barbel. But as I say, many of you guys who have met me on the bank this season, you know that I'm down to earth with catches and blanks. We all blank, and that is the nature of the beast. It's fishing. It's called fishing. It's called catching. It's not called catching, should I say. It's called fishing. And it's hunting. It's a hunter's instinct. And sometimes your instinct's on, sometimes you get the rub of the green, and you always need fortune. When I say on my comments, when I reply to people, they say, oh, lovely fish, you always catch decent fish. I always say I was fortunate, because you are fortunate. Just because you found the fish, there's no guarantee that you're going to get them to feed. But I do feel that when you do find the fish, that's the key part here. Location. When you do find them, you will invariably at some point gets a chance. And yeah, it's been enjoyable. Nice to get that fish. And actually, excuse me as I was playing the fish, I did look behind me a few times because I was just replying. Someone texted me, and I was just replying, and threw the phone behind me. I couldn't for the love of God find it, and I was panicking as I was playing the fish. So panicking with the fish, panicking about my phone, double panic. And as that pin screamed off, I got to admit, I did miss the actual drum slightly as I went to strike. So I kind of misstruck, and as I misstruck, I nearly burnt my paws off. It was an absolute rip-roaring, snorting take. But yeah, always nice to get another one under your belt. Always very, very enjoyable to do so. And yeah, what a corking looking barbers, eh? Perfect barbels. A little bit of maybe tail damage on the bottom lobe of the tail, but apart from that, corking condition, great scrap, brilliant fight. Once again, that's on the mainline 50/50 mix that I'm making to my own choice and tailored recipe. I do use yeast, I do use certain meaty substances as well, which is why sometimes I do get a little bit plagued by craze, but I do believe in a decent high quality meat substance in my baits, in this particular bait as well. It's been good, been very good. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed this short video. It's been cracking to get out, cracking just to be on the bank, but to put a fish on the bank and to get a bend in the rod. And I tell you what, that black rock, those all-rounder rods, guys, wow. I tell you what, they cost, what's it, 45 or 49 pounds, and I'm loving it. I am loving it as much as I used to love, before that particular rod broke anyway, as much as I used to love the old Witchwood Rogue barbel rods. I don't know if you remember them barbel rods, but yeah, and they were very good until they, as I say, I had that one break. If you remember the video many years ago, it broke from the reel fitting. But yeah, these Black Rock all-rounder sport action 125 rods, they've got a lovely through action to them. But even though they're 125s, they've got a reserve of power there. Yeah, really enjoying it. And always nice to get another fish on the pin. I haven't fished as much in the last couple of seasons on the pin, as you guys have known. I've known quite a few of you chaps who do use the pin a lot, saying to me, "Oh, you're not using the pin, Mark." And to be fair, I've bloody well missed fishing on the pin. There's nothing like it. It's adrenaline fueled. It's so it's a wonderful feeling. It sends, just thinking about catching a fish on the pin. I feel at times that I remember more of the fish and more of the scraps that I've had when I've had them on the centre pin, and the takes that I've had, and it makes you smile. It really bloody does. So if you don't use a pin and you want to get into using a centre pin, I can wholeheartedly recommend it, guys. It's yeah, it's nice. Anyway, I'm waffling and reminiscing and going off into kind of smoke-filled ether of happiness, as only a fish can bring you, and as only a fishing trip can bring you. Anyway, guys, I'm going to close the video out. Hope you've enjoyed it. Wherever you're wetting line, wherever you're dangling your end tackle, I hope you're getting a fair crack of the whip. This has been Mark from Fishing for Memories, signing off. Till next time, take care, guys.